Hey, hello, welcome to the stream. Yeah, today we are going to continue with our guessing game here. Let me just open my terminal. Yeah, I hope stream is fine so we can continue. Okay, into that directory and we were making our guessing game. Let me just open the source code file. So for now, we were right here. We generated, let me run it, cargo run. You can see we generated our secret number and we are able to ask for our case and use it as a variable, but we want to compare our case with the generated secret number, so else it won't be any game, right? So we can use like we use this use statement to bring the standard compare ordering in scope from the standard library, which is like there were two enums, like sorry, in the result enum there were two variants. One was okay and another was error. Same in ordering, there are three variants. One is less, greater, or equal. Like when we compare anything, there are three outcomes: either it's one thing is less, or it's greater, or they are equal. So and then we are using the match statements. So we are using the .cmp, which is compare function on the guess, and we are matching it. If the first, we are using it like the arms, if the first match is there, we will do execute this line of code and then forget about the rest. Like we will first try to match it with this, then match it with greater, match it with equal, and so on. You can if you want, you can like take a look at the detailed explanation here, that match expressions is made up of arms and all that. So first let's just change our code. Is like, if someone is here, please tell me, like, if in the chat if stream is working properly, or else I will be just speaking and it won't be any use. So yeah, now let me import that. Let me bring that compare from the standard library in the scope. Compare ordering. I hope I got the spelling correct. Yeah. And now what we want to do is like we want to use a match statement. We want to compare our guess with the secret number. Secret number. Yeah. And what we want to, and the compare guess.compare will return that what we say, variant of this variant of ordering, which will be either less, greater, or equal. So we are basically telling that if it is less, then do this line of code, which is print line too small. If it's less, we can say like the number you guessed is small. Same you can do with the other things, like if greater, print line it's too big. And if it's equal, then we have to print that they are equal. And if they are equal, that means we basically won the game. We just guessing the secret. So yeah, we can just say you win, and that's it. Now let's just close the match statement here. and we are done. Okay, so I forgot one. What is it? I forgot the double quote here. I will just add it. Yeah, now we are done. So you can say, like, you can see here the detailed explanation. If we guess that number 50 and that random number is 38, what it will do is, like, it will compare this guess.compare will compare our guess with the secret number, and in this case our guess of 50, which was greater, so it will return ordering greater. So, and inside our match statement we check, is ordering less and ordering greater are same thing? No. So we skip this and move to the next term. Is ordering greater and ordering greater are same? Yes, they are same. So we execute this code and then skip the next terms, because we know we already found a match, so it won't match the other things. And that's how this works, the match statements work. And now let's try to compile it. So if I just say clear cargo build, yeah, you can say here is error, like they expect a string, expected string found integer, because when we generate our secret number it was integer, but when we make our guess, initialize our guess, we initialized it as a string new. If we take a look at code, you can see here we are generating it as a string, where it is string new. So it's going to be string and our secret number is integer, so we can't really compare strings with integer, right? So we have to specify that this is integer and this is string, or we have to convert them. And by default Rust takes, if we don't specify anything like it's 32-bit unsigned or 64-bit, it just assumes that by default it's the 32-bit number, 32-bit integer, that's signed number I32, if we don't specify another thing. Anyway, okay, so we can change our code to like this. Let's do it here. After we take the input from the user right here, what we want to do is use the let statement again. Let guess with our u32, which is unsigned 32-bit integer. And what we will do is, like, what we read in the string, we will first trim it, that is remove the white spaces, new line and all that things which we don't care about, and then parse it. And if there is any error, expect, we will just say please type a number, and that's it. So what we are doing in this line is, we can see, like, we already declared a guess here, we are declaring it here. This is called as shadowing in Rust. So when and it is mainly used to, like, convert types from string to integer, or u32 to I32, all that. Basically what it will do, it will create a guess variable again and forget the previous one. Like, instead we in some other things we would have to use, like, another variable names for that, but for now we can just use the same variable name and convert its type by using the let keyword again. This is called shadowing, which we will see in chapter 3, like next chapter, in much more details. And what this trim.parse is doing, trim is removing the \r, \n or any white spaces is there, because there then it won't be an integer, and parse is converting it to this u32. And if there is any exceptions, as we saw last time, we will get to this expect call, and it will print the number. Okay, it will say please type a number, and it will crash the program. You can see here parse method can parse a string into any kind of number. We are here we explicitly tell that guess is our U32, which is unsigned 32-bit integer. Here we are specifying its type already here, so that way parse will know what things to do. And now let's try our code to see if it's compiling. Clear terminal. Cargo. Yeah. Now let me run it. Cargo run. And if I say, yeah, the secret number is 65, let me say 34. Yeah, it's predicting the correct thing. Our input was too small. Let me try this time 54. Yeah, our number is big. And what if I guess the correct number? It says you win. So we can verify that our logic was clear. Match statement is working properly. So now, but what's the problem here? The problem is it's no fun. We can only guess one time, and then what's the point of it? We want to use it in loop, so it will keep executing again and again. And by the way, that expect statement, if we supply something which is not number, it will crash the program like this, and it says please type a number as we specified it. Okay, so we want this to be in loop, right? So what we do, we close it inside a loop, like loop keyword directly. So what we can do is like we can make this inside a loop. Let me just, okay, we can make this inside a loop. There. I don't know better. Yeah, so basically we want all this to be in a loop, like until here. Let me see if this indentation matters. So we are just learning, so we can always experiment. So this time we can just cargo check it, and yeah, it's running building, so I think indentation won't matter. Let's try to run it this time. 32. Yeah, it's running. So today we learned indentation won't matter that much, and we can always use the Rust FM to format it properly for us. And yeah, it's winning, but you can see the problem. We won, but it doesn't exited, and we want to exit after winning, right? We should be able to exit out of the loop after winning, then else what's the point of it? I hope Steam is back again. Yeah, so let's move forward. And how we can break out of loop? We can clearly use the break statement. First, let me just run the Rust format tool. Rust format source main.rs. Yeah, and now we can take a look at it. Yep, Rust formatted everything for us properly, so we don't have to worry much about it. So when our case is equal, what we want to do, instead of just printing line, we want it to like print the line and then break out of the loop. So we can say print line and then break, and this will break the loop after winning for us. And also you might have guessed, like if we supply any guess which is not integer, it's just crashing our program, right? but we can do something better. We can handle this the error properly with match statements also. So let me just do it. I will go to here case, and instead of this, like here, I will delete this. Here I will use a match statement. Oh, come on. I will match this guess which is trimmed and parsed. If it returns OK with the value of num, means it was successfully able to parse the number, you can just return the number. And if it by chance failed, like with any error, we just continue executing further, like we just ignore it completely. And that's basically our match statement. If it was successful, it will return OK with num. We have to return the num value, which is our number, which is parsed. And this underscore here, this underscore, which means that it can catch any error, like catchless is a catchless, sorry, catchall value, whatever we call it, I can't pronounce it. Catch all, yeah, catch all value in this example. So which will be like catch any error, not just any particular error, it will catch any error. So let's give it a try now. After, yeah, and we can just delete this comment after the here. So what I will do, can leave it on. Okay, now let's try to run it. Cargo run 23, too big, 22, too big, 21, you win, and we exited. Now what if I supply any random input? See, it's ignoring our input if it's like a string or not a number. Yeah, so we are done, almost done. But you know what's we missed? You remember we are printing the secret number for like purpose of debugging or making our coding easier. But if it's still there, it won't be fun, right, to guess a number. So I can just like guess it and win right away. So we don't want to do that. So let's just remove that from our code. Source main.rs, and I will remove this line, and I will exit. So now when I run it, you can say guess the number, input your guess. So let's start with 50. 50 is too small, so go to 75. It's still too small. What about 85? It's big. So 80, too small, so it's between 80 and 85 obviously. So 83, too big. 81, too small. Okay, it was 82. Yeah, so we guessed the right number and we win. So that's it. That was our guessing game completed. You can see the complete code here. And what was our summary? We learned to use the let statement to declare variables. We learned about match statements, the match method, how we use match and how we used to compare it. Or we also learned about error handling, and whatever we learned, whatever we did, will be get covered in like much details in the further chapters. You will, in the next few chapters, you will learn about this concept in more detail. The chapter 3 covers concepts that most programming languages have, such as variables, data types, and functions, and shows how to use them in Rust. Chapter 4 explores ownership of feature that Rust makes different from other language. And chapter 5 discuss the struct and method syntax. Chapter 6 explains how enum works. So for now we were successfully able to implement our own, with following tutorial of course, our own guessing game. So yeah, let's play it once again for fun, and then too big 25, too big 10, too big 3, too small 5, too small 6, 8. Okay, it's 7. So it took me exactly the same amount of turns as previous, I guess. Yeah, anyway. So that's it for today. We will meet in next stream. So if you have something to say, you can say in chat. I will just end the stream else then. And yeah, one more thing, we can run not cargo rust format to just format our source code, so it will look much nicer. Yeah, it formatted everything for us. Very handy feature to use. So yeah, that's it. See you next stream.